Salutations to the nations. What's good, Angel Knots? It's your boy, Young Sinai.
Angel Knot.
All right, so this video is Do You Remember Funcoland? Bring home the fun. Yo, I remember we had Funcoland here in St. Louis at Northwest Plaza, which was a mall that no longer exists. That mall was so hood, it would just be fights and dudes trying to like high schoolers like hitting on other high schoolers. But all right, so this video is by Eric. It's Eric C Productions. All right, but yo, let's go ahead and check this out. I used to love Funcoland. Funcoland had a whole different vibe than GameStop. That's a fact. Put in the comments if you remember Funcoland. All right, let's go ahead.
Funcoland was an American video game retailer that opened in 1988 and closed in 2000. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, please hit that.
I didn't know it was 1988. It didn't come to my city till like, shoot, 1996 or something.
Subscribe button and notification bell so you get notified of my latest video. Please hit that like button and leave a suggestion or a comment. You might see that in a future video. Thanks for watching, and now back to our regular scheduled program.
You hit Funcoland, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Yeah! All right! So, did you have fun? Yeah. Okay.
You could not just leave your kid in a random store these days.
In 1985, David Pomiger established the mail-order company Protectronics, which initially sold Commodore 64 computers, but then transitioned to an eclectic array of consumer goods after the Commodore market dried.
My bad, I gotta throw this in. I know I just said the comment. I don't know. Those look like older kids. I got little bitty ones. So I'm just thinking about I wouldn't leave my kid no daggone video game store, but kid look like he's like 14 or something.
While the venture was initially successful, extravagant personal spending and a lack of financial, operational, and inventory control resulted in a Chapter 7 liquidation around March of 1988. Pomiger's leftover inventory included 1,100 Nintendo games, which he leased to video rental shops in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. To update the inventory, he began buying used games from mail-order businesses across the country. After a couple of encounters with particularly rude dealers, he was inspired to establish another mail-order company called Funco and began advertising his offer to buy and sell used video games in industry magazines. He made $35,000 by March 1989, and during the Christmas 1989 season, he needed to install 4 telephone lines in his house to accommodate his growing business, and recruited his wife, father, and uncle as staff members. In fact,
that's dope when you got a business and it's successful, you can put your family on.
In fact, the number of teenagers and young adults driving to Pomiger's house to do business there was so great that one of his neighbors was suspicious and called the police. In February of 1990, Pomiger moved Funco to a warehouse in the Minneapolis suburb of New.
People always be in other people's business, man. Calling the cops on this dude. How about you ask, hey, what you got going on over there? You know, I ain't trying to be nosy. I'm just trying to, be a little nosy.
Hope, and he made $375,000 by March of 1990. In August of 1990, he set up a small informal retail shop next to his office, which would be the first Funcoland location. The following month, he began running an advertisement campaign in the daily Minneapolis newspaper. In 2 days, the store made $25,000 in sales, with customers coming in from Wisconsin and the Dakotas. Around this time, a Japanese company which operated 330 stores in Japan, similar to Funcoland, inquired about a partnership with them. To gauge the company's interest, Pomage charged $10,000 just to read his business plan, but ultimately decided against a partnership. In late 1990, after sales reached 50,000,
Man, sometimes a partnership or like sometimes not going through with a partnership is like the best thing that can ever happen, because if you and the other person aren't on the same page, like it's gonna go south fast. I'm saying that from experience.
Funko opened 2 Funcoland stores in Eden Prairie and Roseville to prepare for the coming Christmas season. They also became a sponsor for Christmas season broadcasts of Gophers ice hockey games on KITN TV. By December of 1991, it had established 10 stores in the Minneapolis market.
Did it say how he got all this inventory? Like, did I miss that part? If I missed that part, let me know. How did he get all this inventory from the jump?
Pomage attributed the company's success to executives he had lured from B. Dalton and Haagen-Dazs, who had expertise in expanding into new markets. While these key hires, which included an executive vice president, MIS director, and financial controller, cost Funko a total of $520,000 in 1992, Pomage was willing to absorb the loss to ensure the presence of adequate information systems and financial controls that were absent.
Yo, this commercial is crazy. I don't even hear what it's saying, but check it out.
$120,000 in
Yo, this little dude playing, enjoying himself, and then this random adult just comes up and puts his hand on his shoulder.
92.
He's like, what the heck?
Pomage was willing to absorb the loss to ensure the presence of.
And then I don't know what that dude said, but this dude look like, man, if you don't get your hands off of me, ain't that how he looked?
Adequate information. Pomage was willing to absorb the loss to ensure the presence of adequate information systems and financial controls that were absent in his previous business failure. On July 13, 1992, the company opened the first
July 13th. That's my dad's birthday. Shout outs to him. Rest in peace.
Chicago area Funcoland location in Bloomingdale. Not in Bloomingdale's in Chicago. Its initial public offering, which was underwritten by Miller, Johnson & Kuhn, Inc., was announced on August 12, 1992. In 1992, Funko began publishing Game Informer, a bi-monthly magazine that includes reviews of new games.
Wait, Funcoland published that? Hold up.
Publishing Game Informer. In 1992, Funko began publishing Game Informer.
Yo, I never knew that. That's crazy. Did you have Game Informer? I had Game Informer. I used to collect Game Informers. I did not know Funcoland made that. That's so dope.
A bi-monthly magazine that includes reviews of new games, which reached a circulation of over 100,000 by 1994. Funko distributed a mail-order catalog every other month and ran an e-commerce.
I'm pretty sure Game Informer outlasted the Pokemon stores. Oh my gosh. Game Informer definitely didn't outlast Pokemon stores. No, I think that Game Informer outlasted Funcoland.
Platform named Funcoland Superstore. By this time, Funcoland was operating in 59 locations, with Milwaukee included as the new business hub. By October of 1994, the chain had expanded to 163 stores, and Fortune listed it as one of the 11 fastest growing businesses in the nation. In December of that same year, Funko announced that it would increase promotional spending and aggressive price cuts in response to heavy competition caused by a price war between Circuit City and Best Buy, which influenced retailers such as Musicland and Target to lower the prices of new.
Man, these kids nowadays ain't even gonna know what Circuit City is. Circuit City's out of business everywhere, right? Like not just in my city. I'm going to check that.
Releases. Over the next year, this strategy caused the company's stock value to plummet due to weaker sales and stronger competition. The company responded with layoffs, upper management.
Yeah, Circuit City's gone everywhere, not just here in St. Louis. I had to make sure.
Salary cuts and freezes, and expansion ceased. By 1996, Funcoland was able to reverse its losses and continue its expansion. The retailer was operating 189 stores in 12 metropolitan areas, and its recent prosperity inspired it to increase the pace of opening new stores by planning to open 40 within the year, particularly within the West Coast. In its September 1998 issue, Fortune named the retailer the second fastest growing company in America, with Funcoland operating over 300 stores. Funcoland was one of the first retailers to offer items for bidding at Amazon's short-lived auction service, which opened in April of 1999.
I don't remember Amazon having an auction. That's crazy. They was trying to compete with eBay.
On April 3, 2000, Funko, rival electronics boutiques Holding Corp., agreed to purchase them for $110 million. But wait, there's more. Barnes & Noble's subsidiary, Babbage's Etc., jumped in at the last minute with their unsolicited offer, which caused a bidding war between the two companies. Babbage's ultimately outbid Electronics Boutique and acquired Funko for $161.5 million. Funko and Babbage's were merged to form GameStop in December in anticipation of a holding of an initial public offering for the company.
Whoa. That's crazy. I did not know that. I need to run it back. I need to hear it one more time.
In December. Funko and Babbage's were merged to form GameStop in December in anticipation of a holding of an initial public offering for the company. Many of the stores owned by GameStop continued to operate under the Funcoland, Babbage's, and Software Etc. names until 2003, by which time all stores in major markets were rebranded under the GameStop banner.
Wow, I did not
At
know
about
that.
11:30 a.m. on December 1st, 2002, Funcoland video game store manager Eric Rewalt and Jeffrey Ressman were shot to death in the store. Police determined that 183 video games valued at $10,033 were missing.
Oh my gosh.
Craig Thomas Jr. was 14 when he and two cousins killed two workers at a Roxbury video game store in 2002. Because he cooperated with authorities, he pled guilty to manslaughter and got a 10-year sentence. The crime's mastermind is now serving 2 life sentences.
First, I'd like to say I apologize for the victims. And
Man, I ain't trying to hear your apology.
but right here, for the pain that I caused them, I wish it never would have happened. I was young at the time and misled, but I should have known better.
You gotta carry this for the rest of your life. The only thing I would ask of you is make something of your life.
Wow.
Do something. You took 2 lives.
Wow.
Do something good with yours.
Pieces of advice I'd like to give
Wow.
Mr. Thomas is never forget his name was Jeffrey Harrison. Never forget his name was Eric Rewalt.
Relieved that this part is over because it's so hard going into court and hearing the same thing. And that part I'm glad is over. As far as the Thomases go, that's 3 families with babies and mothers and fathers. They lost their sons too, and their sons will never be able to be the same again. When they fired that gun, that changed everything for everyone.
Wow.
In 2003,
I was not expecting it to get that deep. Man, that's horrible.
Funcoland
Or be with their families.
changed its name and became GameStop. Hey, if you just watched my
All right. was not expecting them to talk about, someone getting KILLED, That is very sad. That was a sad ending to that. But wow, I did not know that GameStops used to be Funcolands. That's crazy. It's crazy how they kept the games and all of that stuff, but just somehow got rid of all the fun. Because Funcoland, I used to go there and have all these great memories of how amazing it was and how nostalgic it was and everything. Well, obviously it wasn't nostalgic then, but GameStop is just like seems very, very corporate. Like, don't get me wrong, I like going there sometimes, but it's not the Funcoland vibe. That is for sure. All right. All right. I appreciate y'all tuning in. And yeah, if you like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe over on Twitch or find me on YouTube at Angel Not Geek Stuff. But that's it. That's all I got for y'all. And salutations to the nations. Peace.
Angel Not.